to be trained then?
He is the chosen one. You must see it.
Hello there. Welcome to Tales from Peridia, episode 8. The Acolyte is finally over for now because they have left it open for a season 2. I'm relieved that this show is over, but I have a lot to say and kind of just express my feelings about. And I want to shout out Canardian Jedi. He had me on his podcast last night, Secret Friends Unite, Holocron Chronicles. Go check it out. It should be out either today or Friday, but just go check out all of his other podcasts because I'm slowly working my way through them, and they're absolutely hilarious. I love them. Yeah, we had a pretty decent conversation about it. He did bring up some pretty good points and facts. I still don't really like the show. I don't like what they did in the show. I don't like what they did with the show. The show just felt like wasted potential, in my opinion. So, getting into that, let's get into the Acolyte. The show starts out with Maeve with the Darth Smilo Ren helmet, has a force vision of the future of what she presumes to be May killing Soul. And I got a question about that scene because Kymir goes into like the same like mental state or whatever. Like he gets the black eyes and he gets transported to that like weird blue cave looking thing like when Torben got possessed. What happened there? What was that? But was that Osha drawing, power from her mother? Fucking bugs. But I don't know. There was just kind of weird, They didn't really touch back on that. So it was, I don't know. It's just like what happened, And they go. Soul eventually goes to tell May what happened all those years ago. And of course, she frees the restraints, gets away, and we see what I consider one of the coolest spaceship chases. I mean, they go through the asteroid belt, and it was just, the visuals were great. I loved it. It was cool as fuck. It was just cool. It looked great. It was amazing. One thing I gotta ask, Jeremy, you loved Basil so much, huh? What they were gaining on May. Why did he? Why did he snap the cables? Okay, Soul might have done some dirty shit, but so did Basil. All right, so now we're even. We're even, bud. And they go to Brendock, Vernestra, and the Senate. The Senate knows about the Jedi killings, and she tells them that it's all been Jedi that have been killed. That should kind of raise alarm. And the way that they do go about covering it all up was dirty as fuck. Dirty as fuck. Not only did Soul die, which Star Wars Sith 66, I ain't got nothing to say, man. Why? Why'd Soul have to die? But oh man, they did Soul dirty. Vernestra pinned it on him, and she told the Senate that he went rogue after, encountering a virgin, and was like, I guess, so obsessed with proving that there was a virgin. Dude. She did that after she told May that he was a kind, compassionate man. And in my opinion, Soul did the right thing with the witches. I mean, she went fucking, full Dementor Voldemort, and May started disintegrating too. He was trying to protect May. But that's not how the show portrayed it. It is the beginning, I think, of the corruption and the fall of the Jedi, because they're trying to sweep it all up under the rug. And we got a couple cameos. One that I don't think sits well, Yoda, of course. They're trying to keep it from the High Council, but I feel like her going to tell him the story that she told the Senate, I don't think Yoda knowing about everything works, because it kind of dilutes the story for me. Like, oh, we're trying to sweep this all under the rug. We don't want the High Council to know, even though Kiadi-Mundi goes on to be on the High Council and he knows about all this shit. Well, I mean, Yoda didn't sense it. And it doesn't make sense either. I don't know. I kind of wish that everybody that left the Jedi Temple died. I that's just, I wish everybody had died. But that's not how the story goes. I didn't write it. I didn't produce it. I just watched it. And I'm a little upset that I did, because this show feels like a watered down retelling of a Phantom Menace. And I'm just not a fan of that. We saw one shot of Plagueis being creepy McCreeper Pants, and I wish they utilized him more. I get that, yes, this could be his first attempt at manipulating the midichlorians to create life, and it's split into two people, and yes, he might be checking in. He might even just be checking in on Venomous or Chimere, whatever you want to call him. I personally think that he may go on to be the canonized version of Venomous, or he may just be one of the Sith pretenders that Plagueis is hunting down in the novel. I don't like the idea of the twins being his first experiment, but if they write it correctly, if they write it, I guess, if they work more with the Plagueis novel, I think they could make it work. But we'll just have to see if the show gets a season 2. Personally, I don't want it to be a season 2. If they're going to go with Plagueis, just give him his own movie, give him his own show, whatever, his own cartoon. Who cares? I mean, he looked great. The weird little dark shot that we did see, like, people have enhanced the photos, and he looks great. I love that they kept him immune. And, well, Canardian Jedi asked in one of his, asked in the podcast yesterday, could Chimere be the master of Plagueis? Because Canardian Jedi says that from afar, like dark and cloaked with the helmet, he could kind of look like a Bith. And, like everything's happening so fast. Like, oh, what was that? It could have been a Bith. I don't know. I didn't see. Oh, I'm dead. Is Chimere Tenebrous? I don't want Chimere to be Tenebrous. I want him to be Venomous or one of the Pretenders or whatever, and just have Plagueis, cut him down. Have them go toe to toe. I think that would. I think if they keep up with the lightsaber fights, which yo, Chimere versus Soul. Everybody said that episode 5, I think it was the Duel of the Fates style scale fight. No, 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 no. That was this fight. The speed, the emotion, the energy, everything just was great. When he split the saber in half and fucking boomeranged it, and Soul just whoa, and dude, what? That was awesome. That was fucking cool. I fucking loved that. There was elements of this show and this episode to enjoy. I love the saber fights. I loved the Wookiee fight. Sorry, Jeremy. Imagine a giant Wookiee coming at you possessed with a lightsaber. That's gonna terrify me. Even if he didn't rip my arms off. Yeah, no. No. That's terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying. But the hand to hand between Chimere and Soul and just the way that they transition between it, fucking great. When he fucking kicked him in the chest like 3 times, I felt that. I felt that in my chest. I wish I could post my reaction video, but for some reason YouTube and Disney, they don't like me. Keep blocking the video and everywhere. So yeah, if I could just get it to at least Australia and fucking the United States and maybe Canada, so Canadian Jedi could watch it, I would love that. I'd be okay with that, but you know, it's another vaulted episode. Eventually, we'll be able to release it, I guess. And of course, everybody called it. Everybody knew from the marks on Chimere's back and the fact that Vernestra had a lightsaber whip. That was her Padawan. He turned evil. Why he turned evil? I don't know. Will we find out in season 2? Will we find out ever? I don't know. Find out next time on This Isn't Star Wars. I'm just messing around. If you consider this Star Wars, more power to you. If you enjoyed it, more power to you. I wish I did, man. I was excited for this show, but I was not. And Osha bleeding the Kyber crystal. I can't lie. I It was cool that we finally saw it, but at the same time, yes, she did just find out that Soul killed her mother, lied about her entire life, this and that, blah 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 blah, but I don't know. I feel like there should have been more to the Kyber crystal bleeding. But excuse me. It was cool to see in live action. Like, don't get me wrong, that was awesome to see. But at the same time, I feel like there should have been more to it. But now, when she did ignite the saber, oh my god. The way the blade ignited from blue and then just slowly bled to red, that was awesome. And I hate to have a Star Wars theory moment, but they stole it from the script. If you don't know, I'm working on a Star Wars fan fiction, and I have a character bleed a Kyber crystal, but she is thrown into a force vision because she's so conflicted. She sees a couple things, and then when she ignites her saber, it's kind of like a weird mixture of red to blue, but it's not completely blue. It's not completely red, but it's not purple. Despite what Darth Christensen may think and what he is posting on his Instagram, it's not completely purple. Some could say it's purple. There's purple elements, but it's not straight purple. But that was cool as shit because that is almost exactly how I imagine my character Saber eventually going. She ignites it one time and then it eventually just completely just turns red. That was so cool to fucking see. I'm not gonna lie, that was fucking awesome. And I know I can't say they stole it from my script because I've only been working on my story for like a year and a half, some shit like that coming up. I don't know. I've kind of lost track of time, but they've been working on this shit since 2020. Will I say that they utilized $180 million? Well, fuck no. This show got $180 million budget and 78 of it was pocketed. So, yeah. Overall, I don't like this show. It not only contradicted canon, which that's just my opinion. I know I'm going to be proven wrong. I'm not claiming what's coming out of my mouth is set in stone, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, if, just, I don't feel like this show, I don't think it should have been made. Make it, yes. Make it something different, though. If, like I said, it feels like a watered down retelling of a Phantom Menace. But the show just contradicts itself from the opening text. First like they're saying, oh, it's 100 years before the Phantom Menace. Okay, the Phantom Menace is 32 BBY. That'd be 132 BBY. The opening text says 100 years before the rise of the Galactic Empire. That is 119 BB or no, that is 19 BBY. That is when the Clone Wars ended. That is when Anakin fell to the dark side, became Darth Vader. That is the rise of the Empire Day. Which Darth Christensen pointed out to me that, I mean, I guess I don't know if I need to rewatch Rebels. I kind of binged a lot of shit all at once when I started watching all the Disney stuff and all the TV shows and all that. But Ezra is the same age as Luke and Leia? What? That's crazy, dude. That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy. But yeah, if it's 100 years before the rise of the Galactic Empire, that makes this show 119 BBY. So you're already contradicting yourself there. And then Leslie goes on record in interviews to say that they never stated that the witches created Coral or never created the twins. What? You literally had Coral say, I carried them, and Anaeza say, and I created them. And the Jedi would be pissed to find out how you created them. And then you have Soul in the finale telling May, your mother, I don't know how she did it, created life. Your lives. Okay, yes. If Plagueis is lurking in the shadows like he always is and always has been, maybe they could be his first experiment. I wish they would have utilized him more and shown that. Show me that Plagueis has a part to do with this, aside from a half a second shot. Show me Plagueis meeting with the witches, man. Don't just give me the idea that the witches alone did this. Because I understand Plagueis is trying to create the perfect dark side user, and the twins are split into two. There's one light and one dark, and one eventually. Well, they both eventually turn dark. Yo. Okay, so what's the point of Anakin? What's the point of Plagueis trying to go on to create the perfect dark side user if the twins split into two consciousness and eventually they both turn to the dark side? There's two perfect dark side users. There's no more experimenting. What the fuck? Oh. There's no point in Plagueis going on to try to create the perfect dark side user. He's got him. Is Anakin old as fuck now? I've got so many fucking questions now, man. What the fuck? Oh, we've got a lot to unpack in the Power of Two with Sean and, well, I guess the Power, whatever the hell we're going to call the podcast. We've got a lot to unpack. Holy shit. The twins. Okay. Damn. But overall, just the back and forth with the characters not knowing what they wanted to be from episode to episode. It is was what in the fucking Kylo Ren? You know, you got May. Oh, I love you. We are one, born as two. Blah 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 blah. And fucking, I love you. Don't go be a Jedi. I'll kill you. And then she's, oh my god. I started a fire. And then she wants to go avenge her sister. And then she's like, you know what? I'm going to turn myself into the Jedi. And then she fucking fights the Jedi and still continues to try to kill all the Jedi. You got Kymir. Oh, I'm killing people 1 minute, and then I'm gonna keep Osha, even though well, yeah, I guess she is as corruptible as her sister, despite what she says. And she did say the future's not set, and she does end up being the one killing Soul. But I wanted to love this show, man. I can't bring myself to love this. I can't bring myself to rewatch this show with that realization of the twins being just the perfect dark side user. Yep. Okay. I mean, I had to watch at least one of the six movies, the original six movies, to kind of get the taste out of my eyeballs from what I had just watched. That that's fucking with my head, the realization of the twins, man. Can't lie. But we've got a fan segment. If you don't know, I put out a couple times what just let's have a discussion about Star Wars, whatever. You can ask questions in my DMs, comments, when I post on my stories on both my Instagrams for fan segments. And we'll get to it in a video. So let's get into it. And then we will do a review of the show in general and a ranking of it. So, and our first question comes from Darth Christensen, 17. Amazing dude, great co host when he's able to be on the podcast. Go check him out. How would you rank the live action shows? which is funny because we're doing a ranking video, an explanation of our rankings. Coming soon. So, little spoiler. For live action, let's see, we've got Book of Boba Fett. This is not my ranking at all. I'm about to write them down so I kind of remember. We got Book of Boba Fett. Sorry, I had to look up the other shows in order from the fucking dog shit to this is probably the best thing that I've seen live act like live action show wise from Star Wars. We've got at the bottom Andor. We've got the Acolyte. We've got the Book of Boba Fett. We've got Kenobi. We've got Ahsoka, and we've got The Mandalorian. Are my rankings for? That's just my number rankings. I'm gonna be putting them in a tier list with Darth Christensen 17 and Sean Chamber 24 from Instagram. Two amazing fucking co-hosts. We're gonna do a ranking video and we're gonna explain our tier list and we're gonna do it differently, but we're not gonna convince each other that we have to compromise. So, yeah, that's my ranking, my number ranking, Darth Christensen. We've got Nerd Armor Official. I think it was the first step to explain Plagueis' steps to creating Anakin. It could be, but with my realization earlier, why would he need to go on and create Anakin? He's got two specimens. I can't say twins. He's got two dark side users. I mean, May was easily corruptible. I imagine she's gonna, after finding everything back out, she's gonna go back on the dark side. So there's two perfect dark side users that were created through the Force. I could see it, but it just, the story is that Plagueis was trying to create something like the twins are, and Anakin was born through the Force. So, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see how everything goes. Darth Christensen, 17 again. I really hope they go on to consult with James Luceno to get Plagueis right like Dave Filoni did with Timothy Zahn and Thrawn. Dude, I hope so too. But it's not Dave. It's Leslie. So I think that's going to be, I think she's going to do her own thing. And I'm not hoping it's bad. I hope it's good if they get a season 2. I don't want a season 2. If they get a season 2, am I going to check it out? Yes. Am I going to cover it like this? Probably not. Only probably like stuff that really stands out to me, you know? But yeah, that's it for the fan questions. Overall review of this show, I would give it a 2.5 out of 10. Just for the sole fact alone that I liked 2.5 episodes. And I'm being generous. I'm being very fucking generous. This show is straight up an F tier for me. It is not good. The writing, the directing, pacing, the way they distributed the episodes, it was just, no. Terrible. Did not like it. Will they progress in season 2? Maybe. We'll have to see. But, yeah. I do not like this show. I would not recommend anybody start with the Acolyte if that's your first time getting into Star Wars. Start with the Phantom Menace or start with the New Hope. That's my opinion. Leave yours down below. Check out Tales from Peridia. Check out Star Wars Nerd. Check out The Power of Two or The Power of Many or the Tales from Mustafar Archives, whatever the hell we're about to rename the other podcast that we're doing. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the Acolyte. If you did, I'm very jealous of you. And yeah, that does it for this week's episode. We've got a couple different interview type episodes coming up, and then we're going to be taking a break. And when we come back, season 2 is going to be bigger and better than ever. May the force or the thread be with you all. Peace.